Welcome to the Songwriter Connection podcast, where we look at the craft of songwriting through the eyes of the songwriter. Each week, we make a connection with a music maker, listen to their songs, and hear their stories. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
Can you believe this is episode 87 already? For a show that got started during the pandemic when I was bored silly, trying to mix two passions, songwriting and my broadcasting. I'd love to do interviews when I was doing radio. So here we are, episode 87. It's crazy. And you know, we're doing this in December, early December, for a January 25th publish. So on Wednesday mornings, when you get up, you make a new connection. We have a new show each and every week for you. I say that because I wanted to tell you that as we're wrapping up the year, I just got a message from Spotify, which is one of the places that we have we're everywhere actually, but one of the places you can catch us is on Spotify. We're also on YouTube, by the way, and if you're listening on YouTube, just subscribe and like, if you will. Appreciate that. That helps. But on Spotify, we got the Wrap, and they tell us that we're now the top 25% of all of their podcasts, and that's because of you. Listenership was up like 256% this year, so that's incredible. I give you a hand for that and for spreading the news for us, and we hope that in the new year you'll continue to do that for us. I've got a great guest for you, and before I introduce you to him, I want to thank our local sponsor, Mark Allen Barnett. Mark Allen Barnett Tours. This guy's amazing, one of the best performers in this town. He's been teaching songwriting for a long time through NSAI originally, and now he does these tours. And I'll just tell you, this past weekend, he had a tour with a couple of guys. There was Tyler and there was Kevin, and they came in, and he brought them around, wrote with them a little bit, coached them, and then got them playing out. Was at the Maxwell House with them, and then they played my writers round on Saturday, and they did a wonderful job. Mark is just a great guy, and that's what he can do. He can do for you. He will teach you, he'll work with you, he'll take you around, introduce you to people, get you playing, up your game 3 to 5 years. I'm gonna tell you, there's no shortcuts, and he'd be the first to tell you that. But I mean, he could definitely help smooth the road for you. And if you want more information on Mark Allen Barnett Tours, check out his website, or you can go back, listen to one of our previous episodes. Mark's been on the show 3-4 times. Most recent when we talked about writers' rounds here in Nashville and how to perform and how to get invited back. At the beginning of that show, Mark talked a lot about Mark Allen Barnett Tours. And it's Mark, M-A-R-C, Allen is A-L-A-N, and it's Barnett, E-T-T-E at the end. Check him out. He's a good friend. If you contact him, tell him we said hello. Our guest today hails from Florida. It is great to have. He's got an amazing voice and an amazing story. We're really happy to have Cliff Dorsey with us. Hi, Cliff. How you doing today?
Doing very good, Dave. Thank you for having me today.
So good to see you. Good to meet you. You brought 2 guitars, which, you know, I'm a guitar lover. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I had to balance it between a Martin and a Gibson today.
You brought me toys. That's fantastic.
I think we have that in common for sure. I have quite absolutely. A few acoustics.
Yes, me too. And a few electrics around here too. So that's good. You are from Florida, and you were kind of like the northern middle part, right?
Right. They call it North Central.
Florida.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of the most diverse parts of Florida in a sense of you get a lot of the old Florida. Mm-hmm. You have an hour to 2 hours to each coast. And a lot of people that are there are from there.
I got you.
So that's...
It's not like you're in Nashville where there's nobody from.
Well, yeah, and Florida gets that same rap for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they do in different areas. The other cool thing about where you're at is you don't get the hurricanes, do you?
Yeah, it's still the motto, if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes.
It'll change, right? It's the same here.
But we're pretty safe. We're mainly just the Santa Fe River, which is a river that... I'm going to sing about today, and the Swanee River. You got to worry about that flooding a little bit.
Yeah. Way down upon the Swanee River, right?
That's right.
Stephen Foster, way back in the day. So, hey, music's in the water down there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you've been playing music for how long?
I've been playing music for going on 12 years now. I'm being generous with that, maybe 11 years.
Yeah. I saw that you picked up a guitar at about the age of 15.
Yeah.
Start playing in church right away.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That's awesome.
I was in church before that for sure, and I was very shy. Mm-hmm. So it took a while to kind of get around. I always got up there with groups, and It was, yeah, I didn't even want to stand up there, much less sing a song.
I'm sure people hear that baritone voice and yeah, they wanted to hear more. And I'm sure that worked out a lot of their shyness, didn't it?
Yeah, it was still something to work through, but I love connecting with people.
Yeah. Hey, let's play one of your songs. Your most recent. I want to just right away. We'll play something recorded, and then when we come back, you brought guitars. We're going to do some live around the dining room table here. But this is your new, your latest release. You got a new one coming out. Now this is the 25th of January, right? You got a new one just out. Okay, so let's play the last one. It's confusing when you work this far ahead, but this is called "Girls Do."
Correct, "Girls Do."
Anything you want to say about it?
This song is celebrating the mystery and the wonderful things that girls do.
All right. Let's find out what it's all about. Cliff Dorsey, the Songwriter Connection podcast.
I don't know why the sun rises, why it sets. I don't even care why Niagara Falls. I ain't asking why cars drive faster when they're red, or how redwoods get 300 feet tall. If I guessed I could get pretty close, but what I'd really like to know is how girls do what girls do, make guys do about anything and everything they ask us to, like it's nothing, there's nothing keeps us coming back like that. Hell, that ain't nothing new, that's what girls do. They take an old t-shirt and a pair of blue jeans, turn them into a picture-perfect work of art. How do they get stronger than a night of whiskey drinks, find a way into our hearts? Maybe it's written in the stars. How girls do what girls do, make guys do about anything and everything they ask us to, like it's nothing, there's nothing keeps us coming back like that. Hell, that ain't nothing new, that's what girls do. Yeah, girls do what girls do, and you want them to, kinda wanna lose your mind, but you don't mind, 'cause nothing gets to you. How girls do. The man we love, how girls do what girls do, how girls do what girls do, make guys do about anything and everything they ask us to, like it's nothing, and it's nothing keeps us coming back like that. Yeah, that ain't nothing new, how girls do. Oh, what girls do. That's what girls do.
It's our Songwriter Connection podcast guest, Cliff Dorsey. What an amazing voice. This is a guy you're going to hear a lot of, I think, in the next few years. Nice to have you here, Cliff.
Nice to be here. Thank you. Yeah, girls do. I appreciate you playing that.
That's what they do. I mean, that's it. They get us to do anything, right? There's the song.
They keep us wondering.
Sure. 39 years of marriage, I've learned this. Yes. Whatever you need, honey. Yes. You're right, honey. Yeah. Right away. There's the secret right there. Cliff, I know you write a lot of your own stuff, and I know you enjoy songwriting, but this is one you didn't write, and this brings us to a point I've always wanted to, because you're an artist as well, in choosing songs for your projects. How is that done? Who wrote this first, and how did it come to you? How's that?
So, Robin Collins wrote this song, and it was chose between the Swan Brothers and I, my
We're
producers.
going to talk about them.
Yeah.
We will.
And we sat down and we really went into why are we trying to create this music? What are we trying to achieve with it? and you'll see through a lot of the other songs, really every single one of them, that we were trying to provide a service to the listener. Raise One speaks on that.
Song.
That's for first responders and veterans and people who make sacrifices to help our community.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of wanted to paint the picture, whether it be nostalgia or how real life works, kind of like, country music in general,
Yeah, exactly.
for sure.
Right.
It's been done before. But what was genuine?
Yeah.
Basically that. What told the story, and it was the first time that I was picking songs that I didn't completely write. So it had to be something that I could walk out on the street and it was natural.
I see. It's a good song. It was a good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the single before the one that's just out this week, which we're going to talk a lot about. Your producers, famous from The Voice.
Yes.
The Swan Brothers. Huh? Tell me about them.
Yeah, so the Swan Brothers and I met over, it was sitting down, trying to figure out what was right for the project. And from the time we sat down with each other, we realized that we had a lot in common.
They're like brothers from another mother, huh?
Yeah. For sure. And they really knew where I was at and what I was trying to do. And they were very, like I said, genuine and honest with who they are. And it was easy to see that I was going to learn a lot in a short amount of time. And that's kind of what this process has been.
Now, going to college, you were saying.
Yeah. A music college for sure.
You.
But more of the classes are definitely day to day, but you never know whenever your biggest lessons are going to come up. And you just got to show up and see where it's at.
Can you share like one of the biggest lessons?
Biggest lessons, I would say, that's really
tough
hard.
question, isn't it?
That's tough. And it's always going to sound a little generic, but obviously the fans are who you're speaking to and everything, whether you're writing a song about yourself or someone else's experience. It's always connected to them, but
Connect to the listener.
right.
And that's the same when you're performing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I keep on going back to being honest and genuine.
Yeah.
That's like the golden rule.
That's the golden rule in country.
Yeah.
You have to be.
You won't regret it if you do that.
That's right. And you can't fake that.
Yeah.
I really don't think you can, unless you're an incredibly good Oscar-worthy actor. But even then, I think people see through it. I do.
Even then, maybe the award is, you get an Oscar for it.
Yes, you do. So we talked about you playing in church, picking up a guitar when you were like 15 years old. And then all of a sudden you're playing out. What was the jump? What happened?
The jump was learning about 2 hours of music and telling myself that I'm going to go up there even though I'm probably going to be freaking out every moment of it. And I'm learning, I'm kind of doing the same thing when it comes to public speaking and doing things like this until, they say practice makes perfect.
That's right.
Practice just makes you relax for a second.
It sure does. But it's always good to have that little bit of nervousness, I think. It keeps you sharp, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'd say so.
That's what I've learned over the years. Yeah.
And just best to keep it natural. But when it came to music, I played a little barbecue place in Newberry, Florida, which is right next door to High Springs, where I'm from, right next door to Gainesville, same county, Alachua County.
All right.
And backyard barbecue, played some Leonard Skinner, some George Strait.
Yeah.
I already wrote a few songs then. And
That's awesome.
When
You got to play those when you're,
Yeah.
Yeah, and a little Tom Petty, right? Because he's from that area too, right?
Most definitely. Tom Petty's from Gainesville. And the area is definitely... you can soak in the Tom Petty for sure.
Oh yeah,
they always had the festival there, the birthday bash or the bash or whatever name they give it that year.
Awesome. Did you play it?
So I have not yet.
We're gonna make that happen.
Yeah, I've played some side shows of it, and I feel like every show that you come to is going to be a little bit of Tom Petty in there.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Play it every day.
Gotta be. So you have your own band now?
Oh, yeah.
Doing the band thing? Yeah.
I've been with the same guys in the band for 7 years now. as things expand, we get some subs that if the usual guys can't make. Yeah. So that's really a cool experience because I get to meet a lot of talented musicians. They make my job so much easier.
Oh, they do. They really do.
I play a lot of solo shows right now, so there's always the muscle memory of that. But whenever you can sit back in the pocket and just sing and not really have to worry about the guitar as much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. But great guys. When it comes to personality, I'm surrounded by the best people ever.
That's good.
That's
what you're supposed to do. Surround yourself with great people.
Yeah. And I think life has treated me well in that way.
So you get to Nashville quite a bit.
I do.
And you're in the process of moving here?
I am. That'll be later on announced. So you might be hearing it here first. Who knows? But if
I let that slip, I am sorry.
But,
I mean, because I could edit that out.
No, we're not. Okay. What are you talking about? We're live.
Actually, we're recording in December for January 25th release.
But at the same time, there won't be much editing here.
Yeah, absolutely not. I don't like to edit. I like whatever happens. That's right. That's the magic of this podcast right here. So.
But you'll see my face around. I'll be here.
Good.
I'm already here about 1 week every month, if not more. And I'm playing a lot of shows still in Florida. That's what makes the money right now.
Yep.
Grand Ole Opry, give me a call.
But here in town, you play like right across the street at the Scoreboard. Did you tell me?
Yeah.
Do some gigs there? That's great.
Yeah. Cody over there at the Nashville's Most Wanted round, amazing guy. And every time that I go there, I think it's always cool being up on stage and sharing your story and playing some songs. But the other musicians that are there, the networking, there's so many cool people.
There's just so many amazing musicians in this town.
Yeah,
right.
And it inspires you, and I think
really
that's
does.
really part of the recipe in Nashville is there's so much. There's always someone to be inspired by. There's always something to be inspired by, even if it's just the history.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a little late to the party, but I've been really holding out on doing the Nashville stuff.
It's
just
never
yesterday.
Too late to the party.
We're in December right now, but just yesterday I went to the Ryman Auditorium for the first time.
Did you really?
I did, and I
did
sat
you take
down
the tour
in the pew.
Did you?
I did the self tour, so not the VIP backstage deal yet. Like I said, I'm kind of holding out.
That's what I was doing prior to the pandemic. I worked at Ryman Auditorium. I used to do those tours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. I love that place. And I was the kind of dude, and I've said this on the show before, the history of that building, it's palpable. When you walk in, you just feel it. You just feel it.
Yeah.
Did you get the same feeling? Like I could feel the hair on the back of my neck just kind of like raise.
Yeah, and that feeling was highly contagious, and that's why I included it in this conversation. It was like I wanted to sit down in the pew. Like I wasn't like, oh, let me get up on the stage. It was I want to sit down in this pew and just kind of close my eyes and listen. There was some sound checks at the time too, but the acoustics. There's so much story that's been told in that room, and it
really is.
Seems holy. It seems
it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
There is something different about it.
After all, it was a tabernacle at one point when it first went up. So, and Garth Brooks always used to say, when you're on that stage, you get plenty of help from the ghosts of the past. And it's so true.
The Johnny Cash show, that one.
Oh, man, that's right there.
Just even thinking about that will give you chills.
Absolutely, it certainly will. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to see that. I'm glad you experienced that. Very good. How about you play a song for us? You've got this tremendous voice, and I reading through your bio information said like you used to play Long Black Train, and I can hear you singing that song. I'm not asking you to play that right now, but I'm like, wow, he's got that Josh Turner kind of baritone voice.
Yeah, Josh Turner's on the list of I got to meet that guy.
You got to meet him. Yeah,
and that's a whole different like. People talk about low voice.
Yeah.
Josh Turner has a whole different low voice. I've heard him sing live a few times, and his vocal register actually makes the subs go off.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, that's incredible. That bass player has nowhere to go. Bluegrass is amazing and definitely his style, but I think that's part of it.
I do too.
He's got all the low end.
He does. He's got all the low end. That's for sure. He's got his own woofer in there.
Yeah.
Or something. How about you play this one? You got one you wrote that you want to play? Or?
Yeah, so I'm going to sing a song about the river where I'm from, the Santa Fe River, which is known for Blue Springs, Jenny Springs, Rum Island. Jenny Springs is kind of a world destination for cave diving, scuba diving.
Wow. Very clear waters, I'll bet. Huh?
Yeah, and it's got a lot of history behind it. Whether you want to talk about before there was even settlers here, you know, but also, I mean, the musicians that came from that area, and people just go out on that river and float. Now it's a lot of people, but it used to be you would have the river all to yourself pretty much.
Imagine that.
And it's my favorite place, no matter how stressed out you are. This is what I always say for the song. You will feel no stress by the time you leave, jumping into the clear spring and, you know, hanging out with your friends there.
I can just picture it. I feel pretty relaxed already.
Yep. I'll try to paint the picture with the song.
All righty.
So, here it is. Hope you enjoy it.
Cliff Dorsey, our guest.
Come on down where the water drifts slow. Memories are remembered and the good times roll. Let your troubles get caught in the current, slip away. You find what your soul's been missing on Santa Fe. Well, it's heaven on earth where I come from. A piece of paradise under Florida sun. Backing in a boat, drifting on the float, chilling on the bank, just enjoying the day. Find what your soul's been missing on the Santa Fe. You find what your soul's been missing on the Santa Fe. Red Linear of the Springs is a place to feel free. You'll find a fine peace underneath that cypress tree. When Tom Petty comes on, turn it up loud. All my buddies singing, no, we won't back down. Last dance, Mary Jane. You find what your soul's been missing on the Santa Fe. Tonight I hope you're sitting around a red campfire, catching up with some friends you ain't seen in a while, enjoying that simple life, knowing you got it made. And finding what your soul's been missing on the Santa Fe. You find what your soul's been missing on the Santa Fe. Red Linear of the Springs is a place to feel free. Find a fine peace underneath that cypress tree. When Tom Petty comes on, we turn it up loud. All my buddies singing, no, we won't back down. Last dance, Mary Jane. You find what your soul's been missing. You find what your soul's been missing. Find what your soul's been missing on the Santa Fe.
We're not talking New Mexico either. There is Cliff Dorsey, and what a great song, Santa Fe. Love it. You got Tom Petty in there, too.
Yeah, had to get Tom Petty in there. Like I said, whether it's the people that are there, the atmosphere, the laid-back atmosphere.
Yeah.
He's in there.
He's in there.
It's in the fabric.
I'm totally relaxed now. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we've got a new record to talk about and a new single that just came out. Stay with us.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection, connecting with music makers and hearing their songs and stories. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
Cliff Dorsey is our guest. This is the Songwriter Connection podcast. You know, one of the things in that last song that I noticed that I wanted to mention, because we like to put out little tips and things from time to time. You did that in what I call drop E. Drop D tuning is a very popular tuning, especially here in Nashville. They take that lower E string and you drop it down to D, and it gives you this swampy song. The problem is you're only playing everything, and you got to play everything in D just practically. And if you have to go higher, what do? Well, you can capo up. Don't do anything. Just take the same tuning that you normally do, that E string, and move your capo up everything but the sixth string. And that gives you that drop D sound, but now you're in the key of E, and that's where you wrote that, huh?
And you can play a Western G.
Yes, you can. You play when you're playing a regular drop D, you've got to move to get a G. You've got to move your hand up to the third fret, and it's kind of awkward, looking down to find it. But when you play in drop E, you just play your regular G, and it's there. So how about that? Although it's not really a G, is it? Or is it? Yeah. Would it be? No, I don't know. Anyway, theory's not my thing. But it's a cool trip.
It'd be one up.
That's a cool trip. It really is. Absolutely. So you've got a new record coming out. You've been working really hard with Swan Brothers once again.
Yes.
And it's called New Neon.
New Neon. Yep.
New Neon. I said it right this time.
That's right.
Yeah. Not
if
Neon
not,
Moon.
you fooled me. Yeah. That's right.
I've been known. I'm a special kind of idiot, so I've been known to mess things up like that. But anyway, this new record you've been working on really hard.
Yeah. So New Neon, I'll talk about that song a little bit, but we're not going to quite sing it today.
Okay.
That song is about being in your hometown bar, and you and the love of your life went to that bar, and she's now gone.
Uh-huh.
And yet she still goes to that bar, your hometown bar. And now not only did you lose her, but you lost the bar because you have to go find a new neon.
I like that idea.
And get away from the whole memory, like somewhere where she's not, that you can move on with your life.
Wow, now that's songwriting. You see, we talk about finding the right perspective, and boy, that's clever.
That's also another Robin Collins song.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool song.
Yep. She's all over this EP.
All over, huh? Good. Now, is there stuff on this EP that you wrote too?
So there is. There's a song called Jukebox Dream.
Cool.
And it is definitely a country dance hall song. That's
love that.
I would say in the style of more Western of I don't like the style of George Strait and John Party.
Heard of those guys?
Yeah. And
some no names there.
Yeah. And I wrote the song about 2-3 years ago, and I knew that I wanted to put it on a EP that actually formed to this. It was perfect.
Wow. Fits in perfect, huh?
Yeah. Good. So I can't wait to see everybody kind of cutting up the wood floor out there, doing some dancing. This whole project coming out late March? Yes. Okay. Late March. You'll be able to have access to everything. We're going to definitely have the single, the title track, New Neon, pushed everywhere. Great. And doing a video, are you? To be determined. To be determined. But I'm pretty sure that video will be great if so. I bet it would. I'm not much of a dancer myself, so you hire a dancer. I might hide behind the guitar. I might learn some moves. I don't know. That's right. Hide behind. Let somebody else do that. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I became a DJ, so I could spin them, not dance to them. I'm not a dancer. Yeah. My friend Bill White wrote a song about that. He said, and it was a few years back. He was noticing, he was watching TV, and it was the CMA Award show, and everybody was dancing. And he said, if George Strait comes out dancing, that's it. I'm done. And he wrote a song about that. So, and I think Cletus Judd cut it. It was a fun song. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. See, you play, let them dance. So that's good. And the Swan Brothers, they wrote the new song that just came out on the 20th, because this will be on the 25th. That's right. So you got a new song out right now. That's right. And people can find it on Spotify, wherever you find music. It's out there right now. Yep. No Love. No Love. Give him some love and listen to No Love, will you? You going to play it for us live? Yeah. On the dining room table? Yeah, I think we'll
love to hear it.
Now, surprisingly, it's a love song. Spoiler alert. Here it is.
Okay. Love song. It's Cliff Dorsey, our guest on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
There are plenty pretty girls out there, different colored eyes, different colored hair. There's a whole lot of fish in the sea, but she had me hooked when she looked at me. And I got a rush, something about us gave me a buzz, and I can't get enough, no. Ain't no love gonna do me better, never be a way that I could ever forget her. She's a one of a kind, hell of a time. Thank the Lord up above I met her. Ain't no leaving when the going gets tough. She ain't the kind of girl you're gonna give up. If she ain't the one, and I don't want no love. He don't make them any sweeter. Mama's iced tea, only thing might beat her. Yeah, they say when you know, you know. And all I know is she feels like home. Ain't no love gonna do me better, never be a way that I could ever forget. She's a one of a kind, hell of a time. Thank the Lord up above I met her. Ain't no leaving when the going gets tough. She ain't the kind of girl you're gonna give up. If she ain't the one, then I don't want no love. I'll still get a rush, something about us gave me a buzz, and I can't get enough, no. Ain't no love gonna do me better, never be a way that I could ever forget. She's a one of a kind, hell of a time. Thank the Lord up above, she's mine. Ain't no leaving when the going gets tough. She ain't the kind of girl you're gonna give up. If she ain't the one, and I don't want no love. Oh, she ain't the one, and I don't want no love. No love.
Yeah. She ain't the one that I don't want no love. That's a really good hook.
I think my new strings on my guitar kind of slipped in there.
Yeah. I think it sounded really good. Yeah. Got a little Martin there, don't you? Not a little. It's a full Dreadnought Martin. Beautiful
Yeah.
sound.
HD 28, 125th anniversary.
Wow.
It's what I recorded my Hurricane Blues album with.
Okay. Was that the one before?
That was the one before. That was the full album there.
Yeah. You had Whiskey We're a Woman?
That was 321.
321.
That was a very first project.
Really?
That was basically done in a dining room.
Was it really? Just like
Pretty
this
much.
podcast.
Exactly.
How about that connection? There you go.
Yeah. Full circle.
And where do you record your stuff?
Okay, so Starstruck Studios on Music Row. That's where we went in.
Oh, my.
And the staff
great.
there was amazing.
I'll bet.
It was my first experience there. The Swan Brothers brought in the A-team.
Of course.
I mean, it was amazing. Janelle played...
Fleener.
Yeah, played the fiddle.
Musician of the Year. CMA the last 2 years.
4 times.
Four times
I'm
now.
a brag for her. She's
Yeah.
not here to...
Yeah.
Which she wouldn't. She's so completely humble.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. So that was... I try not to fan out. I just tried to stand.
I just did.
Yeah, I just tried to sit on the couch and listen to her work the magic and go in there and sing best I could. So
Artist I work with a lot, Pamela Hopkins. She played
Yeah.
on a few of her songs too. So yeah, it's cool. She's great. Absolutely. But anyway, so Starstruck too. I'm starstruck already. That's Reba's old place, right?
yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
There you
Beautiful
go.
place.
yeah.
And the engineers that work there have been there kind of from day one, and that's their house. That's the way I looked at it. I'm taking my shoes off before I get in here because.
Oh yeah. Out of respect. There you go. Yeah. So what a feeling, huh? Were you a little nervous going in there to record?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, this was first, and I showed up like 15 minutes early, and sat there and realized that everything's handled, and all I got to do is my part, and that they made my part super easy. So other than that, it was just like mind blown. I'll bet. Watching that happen. Yeah, we had everything pretty much done by lunchtime.
Really?
And when we came back from lunch, it was just still the same pace, and got out of there one day.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Now the struggle is just to sit here and wait for everyone to hear it all.
That's right.
I'm excited about that.
Where can we get your music?
Everywhere.
Spotify,
iTunes, Amazon, Apple Music, Deezer. I don't even know what.
Can we get it on your website too?
Yes, CliffDorseyMusic.com. CliffDorsey.com. Excuse me. Cliff Dorsey Music on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Reach out to him.
Yeah.
Say, hey,
we'd love to hear from you.
Heard you on the Songwriter Connection. Please do that.
That's right. Dave dropped the album.
Can we get physical copies of the record if we wanted through your website?
That is also to be determined. You can't right now.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I personally, it's modern music for sure, but who knows? You might want to throw it on a vinyl.
Never know. Hey, vinyl's back.
Yeah. If everybody comes to the shows and, we keep on progressing everything, we'll give you whatever you want,
There you go.
We'll put it on a music box or something.
Where can we see you play? Where are some of the places you're playing? Places, and do you have, I don't know, we're looking into January now.
February. So, we're in December right now, so turning over that year, we still have a lot to book.
Yeah.
But a lot of local breweries, home, and Nashville, we're getting into some songwriting rounds mainly. Good. But
you're always welcome.
Stay tuned on that social media and the website, cliffdorsey.com. It's on there all day, every day. If you listen to me on... If you listen to me on Spotify, if you're listening to this on Spotify, go over to the Spotify page, and the schedule is
right there
underneath the songs all the time. So
that's what I love about Spotify. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Now you've got a record label. It's Black Sheep.
Black Sheep label.
Tell us about signing your first record deal. What was that like?
It was a process, and it was a great process. And Steve and Susan are amazing leaders, and like I said, this is kind of like music college, but when it comes to letting me be me, that's exactly what I get.
Wow.
And
not trying to remake you into something else.
I'm being educated for sure through the experiences that I go through and all, and I am doing my darndest to become the best musician as possible in a short amount of time.
How long have you been with him now?
So a year.
About a year?
Yeah, a little over a year. And we're releasing this first project, and it's been an amazing relationship.
That's great.
They, the resources that they have provided me with to grow and learn as much as possible. I am doing I'm also doing vocal lessons and doing that stuff too, which was, my choice of just trying to do everything. Who knows? You might see me on a piano pretty soon.
Learning to play piano.
Yep. Good. Getting there.
I am so glad you take vocal lessons. We've talked about that so many times in the show.
Yeah, vocal health.
It is vocal health. Good. I'm glad you said that, because you can wreck your voice if you're not, you got to have the proper training.
As, I've been playing shows pretty heavily for 6 years now. There was 290 something shows I played in a year.
Wow.
And most of those were 3 or 4 hours. And I've had my ups and downs with my vocals, but practice makes perfect as long as you do it healthy.
Yeah, I agree. That's why you need a vocal coach. I totally believe in that. So, how about another song? If we get closer to the end here, I'd love to hear something again that you wrote. Maybe I don't. What would you ever? Whatever you prefer.
I'm thinking.
Oh, how about the new song? Can you play? Did we already play the new song?
Yeah, that was No Love.
Okay, No Love. Okay.
And I think I'm going to play a Raise one for you.
Okay, well, great. I love that one. That is the first one I've heard from you.
Right.
When I was researching you. And this is a special song.
Yeah, I do recommend that you go listen to it with the full band. I'm not going to be able to do the guitar solo in this version. But this song is to honor all first responders, veterans, military out there that sacrifice every day in their life to make our community better. And as we're recording this, we're approaching Christmas and Thanksgiving. And those people stay away from home. That's one of the, I wouldn't say the few places, but one of the places that you don't really get to go home.
No.
And that's just a little glimpse.
If anything, they work harder.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so keep them in mind. This is about raising a glass to those people, local heroes.
Great.
Here's Raise One. Hope you enjoy it.
Cliff Dorsey.
To the strong ones, to the brave ones, to the break their back for us ones, let's raise one. And to the tough ones, and do their best to keep us safe ones, to the good ones, let's raise one. Just put 'em up in the air for the ones out there whose work is never done. Well, let's raise one. To the ones out on the line, to the ones that give their life, doing what must be done. Well, let's raise one. To the bold ones, to the fight for what is right ones, to the good ones, let's raise one. Put 'em up in the air for the ones out there whose work is never done. Well, let's raise one. And to the ones out on the line, and to the ones that give their life, doing what must be done. Well, let's raise one. Just put 'em up in the air for the ones out there whose work is never done. Well, let's raise one. To the ones out on the line, and to the ones that give their life, and doing what must be done. Well, let's raise one. And to the ones out on the line, and to the ones that give their life, and doing what must be done. Well, let's raise one. To the bold ones, to the fight for what is right ones, to the good ones, let's raise one.
I'm raising one right now to our guest, Cliff Dorsey. He is the real deal. And let me tell you, it's a name that I think you're going to hear a lot more about in the next couple of years. Remember this name. Incredible voice.
Also, Mike Miller and Robin Collins wrote that song.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first one we heard as we sat down. And as I said, we were looking. We knew what we wanted when we went in to listen to the demos, and that one checked all the boxes. We're like, all right.
Doing that one.
Yep. It's an anthem. We're going to sing it like an anthem. There we go.
And that was a single, too.
Yes.
It's out there right now. Okay. Listen, Cliff Dorsey has been our guest, and he's got this new record coming out end of March. New song out there right now, No Love. And it's streaming, and I hope that you will download it like 100,000 times for him, okay?
Much appreciated. Thank you in advance.
Thanks for taking the time to be on our show. It's really good
Thank
to
you,
meet you.
Dave.
Wish you all the best. Open invitation to any of my writers' rounds when you're in town.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be there. And thank you for doing this.
It's
This was amazing.
my pleasure. It's awesome to meet you.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Connection podcast. Find us on social media at Songwriter Connection. Also, listen to Dave Lanahan's Nashville Connections radio show. It streams live every Friday morning on WOBL and WNOI. Look for us on Facebook and YouTube. See you next time on Songwriter Connection.